We've been discussing renewable energy for some time now, and solar is one of the most abundant of all renewable energy sources. And of course, it's now the rave lately. Now, here is a two-story building in the heart of Asokoro that is running completely off the grid. And when I say off the grid, I mean it's running completely on solar energy. Now, we're going to go into this building to find out how it was achieved, what exactly is going on behind the gates.
Obviously, the power situation in the country is something that everybody is grown up to know. As a kid, whenever the grid power is going off, we used to, get notification on the radio, on the TV, and all within our generation, things have changed so badly. I actually had a flair for technology, but unfortunately, I didn't end up studying related courses to technology. So even while I was working, my interest wasn't really there. And incidentally, I was working in a place where the nature of the job, created room for a lot of redundancy. So I, got very interested in the renewable energy market after purchasing my first inverter, being part of the installation, understanding how it works, enjoying it, and also feeling for how many more Nigerians are there who actually could afford it and they don't even know about it. So that was the motivating point. I felt like there are so many Nigerians who actually need it, they can afford it, but they just don't know about it. And there was also a business opportunity there.
Okay, now let's talk about affordability.
Yeah.
You just said there are so many Nigerians out there who can afford it. What level of Nigerians are you talking about? Can I, as a Nigerian, afford using
Yes, any Nigerian who uses a Pass My Neighbor generator, unfortunately, can afford solar without knowing that solar is cheaper than even running that I Pass My Neighbor generator. If you get a 4-liter can of fuel, for example, you probably spend about 500 naira. And if you do 500 naira daily, even if it's just for 15 days in a month, and you do that times 1 year, it's already more than what you need to run on solar. Whereas we're not even talking about the cost of buying the gen itself. We're not talking about the continuous maintenance. There is depreciation factor, which means after 2-3 years or 1 year, in some cases, you have to discard and buy another one. But beyond all this, the environmental side again is another thing that we can't really quantify the cost of those environmental impurities in terms of noise, smoke. I know people who just can't live with generators. I personally can't, take one as well. So if you want to value the cost of the piece you get from running on solar, you won't be able to. You just don't look at the naira and kobo. So there are lots of other values behind it.
So how long does it last? How long does the project last?
The solar PV itself has a 25 years lifespan, and that's the interesting part of the investment. If you're looking at it that you're spending this much money today, and you want to compare it to generator, and you're not looking at how much money you'll be spending fueling your generator over the next 2, 3, 5, up to 25 years, and the batteries are the ones that you probably have to replace more often, 3 to 5 years, and there are batteries that could last longer, but they're a bit more pricey, so we don't want to put too much capex, we don't want to make people run away, so we go for at least those batteries that can give you 3 to 5 years, depending on how you use the batteries or what your needs are. So generally, solar panels 25 years, batteries 3 to 5 years. Your inverter equipment can last for 10 years.
Okay, so what amenities can the solar power?
Well, you can see here that we're not short of anything, and that's why we call it a luxury apartment. We run ACs, the microwave works. We use it on solar. We also have solar water heaters on the rooftop, so we don't have to burn our solar generated power heating water. And we have perimeter lighting solutions that are all independently solar powered, street lighting around. So everything, there is just nothing we're missing. The only thing that we hardly ever do is perhaps cookers, electric cookers, because they draw a lot of power and they run for a long time. So
what's the solution for that?
You use your biogas, That's another option. Yeah, we can actually use biogas. But in the absence of a biodigester and all that, the technology is not very common in Nigeria yet. So we use the normal cooking gas.
Okay.
Yeah.
In addition to solar.
Yes.
So we're still looking and hoping that there will be some sort of remedy to that eventually.
Well, in the first place, if not because most of us in Nigeria don't pay for electricity and we don't have a structure, if we do pay for electricity, people naturally wouldn't use electric cookers because it draws a lot of power. It's not cheaper than the gas, but because we don't pay here, it's either we're bypassing our meters or we're being given some kind of estimated bill, or the PHCN guys don't even know that your house is connected. I've seen instances like that. Whether we like it or not, there is a huge subsidy on electricity today in Nigeria, and that's responsible for why a lot of us are still very careless in managing power. But if we were to be paying the real cost of electricity, naturally people wouldn't use electric cookers.
Okay, solar is believed to be generated from the sun.
Yeah.
So in a situation where we don't have the sun shining, what happens?
Yes, that's where we have the battery. If you're doing a solar design, the worst case you can have, I don't know if you've known of any stretch of 2-3 days without sunlight in your lifetime.
I don't think so.
Yes, that's the good thing about solar. Every day the sun is there, okay. But even when there is heavy showers and you don't get the sun, then you design your system to store power in the battery. So you keep using that power till the sun comes out again. So in some cases, or in most cases rather, during those rainy days, there is another advantage from the other side. We don't need too much power to run our refrigerators or air conditioners. So it seems to complement itself. So somehow here for the past 3 years, we even had a light out. I think on one occasion my kids actually wasted the power, not realizing that, we didn't know that the following day was not going to be sunny. So we exhausted all the power we had.
So how do you exhaust power?
Yes,
how do you exhaust it?
When you put on everything, you're running more and more out of your battery, especially at night. So even air conditioners, we don't just run it anyhow. We have a plan, a way So if you're not in a particular section of the house, or if there is no reason for different people to be in different areas running different ACs, we try to live as a family. Maybe we have only 2 ACs running at a time, all through the night. So on a day you have 3-4 running and you run your battery out, you probably will be expecting the sun out the next day to recharge. But once you have a bad weather, you probably live with, maybe you can only put on your light points and you can't use TVs and other things in the house. But that has only happened once in the past 3 years, and I think yeah, it's a fair one.
Okay, so now let's look at the intricate parts of designing solar. Do we now say that there's some form of expertise needed to be able to get to maximize solar energy?
Yes, right from your building design, we build funny kind of houses in Nigeria. We go pick up designs that are not relevant to our environment. You see houses with very high pitches. What do you need it for? They're meant for snowy environments so that the snow don't settle its weight on the building. It rolls down. We don't have snow here, but yet you see people competing to build the tallest houses and roofs, and all that. So I think we need to be more practical and, be more realistic with what our environment offers. If you have a flat roof where you can put your solar panel, you generate the power you need. You don't only, save yourself from the hustles of generator and the sound and the money you spend on the long run, you also save yourself the cost of electricity bills. Because whatever power you generate, you don't pay for it in the next 25 years. All you need to do is just to use water to clean the solar panels, nothing more.
So you have to keep going up to the roof.
Yes, but not so frequently. So when we're doing our designs, we ensure that there is a way to get on the rooftop and there is a water supply there. So we just use water to wash. That's all you need to do. And that happens, you need to do that more often during the Harmattan season, or if your house is in a construction area where there is a lot of dust. But during the rainy season, the rain does the job for you.